As of mid-2024, Vladimir Putin's stance on the Ukraine conflict continues to be multifaceted and defiant, reflecting his broader strategic objectives and his vision for Russia's role on the global stage. This complex posture combines military resilience, diplomatic maneuvering, and a deeply nationalistic narrative aimed at securing both domestic support and geopolitical leverage. Military strategy and operations. Putin's militaristic approach remains steadfast. Russian forces have adjusted their tactics over time, switching between direct confrontations and strategic retreats. But the central aim of destabilizing Ukraine and maintaining a foothold in the eastern part of the country, specifically the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, remains unchanged. Moscow continues to support separatist militias with arms, intelligence, and logistical support, while engaging in periodic direct military interventions to ensure these groups remain viable. Recent reports suggest that Russian forces have implemented sophisticated hybrid warfare tactics, combining traditional military operations with cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns. These strategies aim to erode Ukrainian governmental authority and undermine the morale of both Ukrainian troops and civilians. The use of drones and precision-guided munitions has increased, highlighting an adaptation to technological advancements in warfare. In late 2023 and early 2024, Russian fortifications along the Eastern Front grew more entrenched, signifying a possible shift towards a prolonged conflict rather than a swift victory. This approach aligns with what many analysts term a war of attrition strategy, seeking to wear down Ukrainian resistance over time while minimizing immediate risks to Russian forces. Diplomatic tactics. On the diplomatic front, Putin continues to oscillate between defiance and engagement. He rejects Western accusations of aggression, framing Russia's actions in Ukraine as defensive measures meant to protect ethnic Russians and Russian speakers from what he terms Ukrainian nationalist extremism bolstered by Western intervention. Putin's narrative often includes historical references, portraying Russia as the rightful protector and unifier of the Eastern Slavic peoples, which he claims includes Ukrainians. In various international forums, Russian representatives reiterate calls for a negotiated settlement, but they place preconditions that are often unacceptable to Kyiv and its Western allies, such as Ukraine's recognition of Crimea as Russian territory and granting extensive autonomy to the separatist regions. Russia has also sought to deepen its ties with non-Western countries, particularly China, India, and Iran, domestic propaganda and nationalism. Internally, Putin's regime employs an aggressive propaganda campaign to maintain public support for the conflict. State-controlled media outlets perpetuate themes of historical justice, Western malevolence, and Russian heroism. This messaging extends beyond traditional media, infiltrating social media platforms and educational institutions. Public opinion is shaped by a combination of fear and patriotism. The state security apparatus continues to suppress dissent through legal mechanisms and extrajudicial actions. High-profile political dissenters face imprisonment or exile, while grassroots opposition movements are systematically dismantled. Educational reforms have also taken place, with school curricula increasingly emphasizing patriotic education, focusing on Russia's historical achievements and its unique civilizational mission. Such measures aim to cultivate a generation that views the current conflict not as an aberration, but as a continuation of a long-standing struggle for Russian identity and sovereignty. Broader strategic goals. Ultimately, Putin's stance on the Ukraine conflict must be seen within the context of his broader strategic vision. He aims to reassert Russia as a great power, capable of shaping global events and resisting Western influence. The conflict in Ukraine is not just about territorial control, but about redefining international norms and challenging the post-Cold War order that Putin views as dominated by the United States and its allies. By maintaining a hardline stance, Putin signals to both domestic and international audiences that Russia will not be coerced into submission. This posture seeks to convey strength, resilience, and a willingness to endure hardships for the sake of what the Kremlin frames as existential national interests. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our sharp insights and tips. Drop a comment below. We love hearing from you.